They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem, stealing our kids. It's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost due to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again. CPS comes along with the mission to protect. The only thing they are doing is cashing in those checks, paid for by the souls of the children, diagnosed by a caseworker who is still a baby herself. They take away the fathers, leaving just the mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem, stealing our kids. It's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost due to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again.
They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeve. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. Give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are old Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stop it.
Man, I was in like a great mood for coming out purely spitting fire, and now I just was like, that song makes me feel so good.
Did you change your name?
No, I haven't. I see I'm still Vinny.
Yeah, you are.
I am still Vinny. So I will fix that in a moment too. So what's going on, Tiff? We're back home at our home. We're at our home platform here.
Yes, we are. Well, I said a little bit yesterday, but first, before I talk about what happened at the bus stop yesterday, I do want to tell people that if they are in Virginia, that our appeals court has ruled that grandparent visitation rights are unconstitutional because grandparents have a vested liberty or vested interest, including liberty and pursuit of happiness. So that is as if it never happened. So if you're in Virginia and you want to see your grandkids and they're telling you no, file a petition in court because now they have to give you rights, your visitation.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's really cool. So grandparents that have been fighting, here it is. It's your time.
Yep. Well, we always had rights, but we would have to prove that it would be a harm to the grandchildren if we were taken out of their life. And the court said the grandparents don't have to prove anything. They're the grandparents. Of course, they have a liberty interest and a vested interest in these children. So
They
this
brought
is
us all into this world.
unconstitutional.
They take us out. Yep.
So before I read that, I was putting one of my little grandbabies on the school bus. And I don't know how the conversation came up. Well, one of my neighbors, the lover to death, don't get me wrong, started telling me that a couple of her friends work for the federal government and they got fired. And she was upset about that. Not only was she upset about that, she was upset because some foster families that she knows are not getting their money.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, they shouldn't be getting money. That money should go to kin because the kin should have taken those children.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went from that to, well, CPS workers are being here all the time. I said, good. They all need to be fired. And she said, well, why would you say that? And I said, do you know when a CPS worker is lying? And she said, how? I said, their lips are moving.
I love that one.
Well, she got mad. And it doesn't matter. She tried to tell me that this was my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to explain to her You can't tell me anything about CPS because I've been doing this now almost 36 years.
Mm.
And this is not my opinion. These are the facts. And I tried to explain to her that children in foster care are 600 more times likely to be murdered, abused, or sex trafficked in foster care. Not only that, I told her, we just saw the study ourselves. We just announced this. 66% of foster kids end up back in the system.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How many foster homes did you tell me they normally end up in? 14?
14, yeah. 14 is what they say by the time they're said and done.
And they're drugging our kids. I knew they were drugging the kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, think about it. They get straight up. I don't want to be easy with this one, but they get themselves a good audience of tests. They get good test specimens, if you will.
Guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. They get guinea pigs, all that they want. Oh, we're still little. Sorry.
That's
everybody.
okay.
But
technically, under federal law, before they are put on any medicine, have any procedures, have anything done, as long as the parents have their rights, the parents have the consent and they can say no.
Mm-hmm. And they're supposed to have consent the entire time until they are terminated, and then even that's debatable on whether or not they should be involved in the medical decisions of their children. I mean, because the bottom line is they're still our freaking kids.
Correct.
You know, and that's where it meets the road. It really does, you know, because you can't. These kids. What did I just see about? Might have even been on one of our shows. We had a guest that the woman was saying, like, constantly the kids are sitting there saying, "I want to go home. I want to see my mommy. I want to see my mom and dad. I want to see this. I want to see." Like, I wonder, what are these kids told? What are these kids told? How often are they really asking for their parents? Like once a day, twice a day? What are they being told? I mean, how is this? That's abuse in itself, you know, like, and it's just disgusting, and they're getting away with it. And everybody thinks that the foster families, look, the way that it's pictured in America is there's just a dude beating up some little kid with a tank top on with a mustard stain on it, smashing his kid around, drinking an old Milwaukee can, you know, throwing his kid across the yard, bloody in his eye and everything else, throwing him on the school bus smelling like a pile of shit, and off he goes. You know, like, that's it. They're like, that's right, that's the one. Those kids need to be saved. That's not the kids they're taking.
Nope.
There's not even a lot of that going on in the United States, to be honest. I mean, they got 6 million calls last year. Out of those 6 million calls, they could only get to 600,000 to make them even an accusation. And then from the 600,000, it goes down. So they're wrong like 90% of the time. Imagine this. Imagine that they didn't have to answer 6 million calls. How much you would save there? That's what I'm going to tell those right there. 6 million. You need to have someone available, because the only one thing that they are obligated to do by the law is respond to that phone call that says that there's abuse. That's the only thing that they have to do by the law.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Everything else is, you know, for whatever they want to do it for, which is really crazy.
You can't sell broken and damaged goods. You just can't.
No. And you know what? It's not their job to be out there selling our broken kids. It's out there to be saving them. That's what their things are. You know, like, that's what they need to be out there, and they should be out there selling these kids, these beautiful little kids that are, you know, beat up, scarred up, medical problems, but they should be selling them as little pieces of art, little gorgeous pieces of something that need help. You know, like, look at when we were kids, it was always Sally Struthers on there, you know, like, where it was like, look at, this is little Edmondo Hununu, you know, of this African village, and he doesn't stand a chance. The poor kid's sitting there with, you know, his stomach's all bloated out, and, you know, his neck's swollen, and, you know, like, they're all bummed up, and they were selling him for $1 a day. You can feed. There's no shit he can eat for $1 a day. He probably eat the $1. Look at him, they're starving. You know, like, that's the way they sold these kids. So why not sell that to the American people? Look at, this is little Bo over here that his dad beat the shit out of him, and he just wants a loving home. Can someone love him? Cool. Send them off. You know?
Before I came on, we were watching. My husband was watching something, and it had this big, like I think it was like an 18-wheeler or one of those shipping containers,
Yeah, full of
and it
kids.
says USAID, help from the American people. I said that should say USAID from the American people to the American people,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because that
Yeah.
money should have been going in those homes where those reported real abuse was really going on, and they should have helped that family and kept that family together.
All that money that they're finding that's out and going out should go right back into all of our pockets.
Well,
Imagine
they're
1 year
talking
of
about
the
it.
total amount. Imagine 1 year, if they took 1 year, now whether you were paying taxes, whether you weren't, whatever, as long as you were American, you're an American citizen, you're legal, whatever. Imagine, I mean, how much money? It's got to be trillions of dollars that is being sent to aid that goes overseas to other places that is not right. Like Trump is saying, like, why are we giving money to our enemies and all this stuff? You know, like it's got to be in the trillions. And I don't. What's the population of the United States? 380 million.
A
I don't even
lot.
know if it's that much. Is it? I don't even think it's that much. Let's say it's like 84 million. Alexa, she's deaf now. Alexa. Yeah, she ain't even listening to me. I'll find it right now. I think the United
Sometimes you
States.
got to unplug Alexa there, and you got to let her sit for 10 seconds.
Yeah, I gotta give her a rest. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
U.S. population. Do you have to unplug your Alexa?
Like once a year.
All right, so there's 340 million once a year. There's 340 million people in the United States. So if we took, how much is your guess? Do you think the United States spends on foreign aid?
Oh, it's in the trillions. I couldn't even tell you. But you can look it up on datarepublican.com.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you can. The U.S. gives, in the fiscal year 2023, the United States provided $68.2 billion in foreign aid, which is way off. This aid was given to nearly 200 countries. Okay, wait a minute. In 2023, foreign aid was 1.2% of the federal budget, which, see, here we go. Here they are lying about numbers. Ready for this? In fiscal year 2023, the United States provided $68.2 billion in foreign aid. This aid was given to nearly 200 countries and territories and regions. How does this compare to the federal budget? In 2023, foreign aid was 1.2% of the federal budget, which was over $6.1 trillion. They're the same thing. So this is why people make sure that you check this stuff out. Then in the article above it, it says the $71.9 billion in foreign aid the government spent in fiscal year 2023 works out to be 1.2% of the year's total. Well, we got big discrepancies here because we got 6.1 trillion, we've got 71.9 billion, and then we got 68.2 billion. This
If
is
you
all
want to know, if you want to know the real numbers, pull up datarepublican.com. It will give you the real numbers.
Well, let's just say, let's go with the high number. Let's go with the
Okay.
6.1 trillion. So get out your calculator. 340 million, 6.1 trillion divided by, let's just go with 6 trillion to make the math easier. 6 trillion divided by 340 million. I don't even know how to write that on a calculator. 6 trillion divided by 380 million.
And why they're doing that? Oh, there's one more law that goes into effect July 1st for people in Virginia. If you were adopted in the state of Virginia, July 1st, you are now entitled, if you want, your original birth certificate.
Oh, Tiff, ready for this number?
I don't know, am I?
So 2 trillion divided by 350 million is 5.7 million. Okay, so I thought this was the answer to my question, but 8 million divided by 380 is 21 million dollars in there around.
And they could have used that money in the United States.
340 million people in the United States could have $21 million. Every person in this country, that would be a hell of a way to start. And we're not talking about every household. We're talking about I have it, Mary has it, her mom has it, my mom has it. Everybody has $21 million.
They said so far, with all the money that they have found, that every single vet could have their own home for free.
Of course. And then some.
They were just talking about the vets that day.
But here's the thing. This money needs to be put back into these families and not them taken away. Oh, do you know who Marjorie Taylor Greene is?
Who doesn't know who she is?
Did you know that she has, you can go to her site and sign up for, one, to tell her what she should be investigating. And then 2, you can sign up for her to be on the press passes too. But she has a site to tell her what.
We need to get her on there. Well, you'll have to send me that site.
I was on it today. I'm going to try to get back to it right now. Yeah, she's got a site. It's right here. Yes, I am not a robot. Some days
I think she's on the oversight committee.
She is on the she's on
or she's the head of it.
Yeah, she's on the. So it says sign up for her. I just don't want to say it wrong, whatever it is here. Oh shoot. She is. What committee is it that she runs here? Committees and caucuses. Yeah, she's on the Oversight and Accountability Office. So you can go to her, to her greenhouse.gov to voice your opinion. And here, I'll put it up here right now. Here's the thing that you can fill out for it.
Yeah, and send it to my messenger.
Oh, who died?
Looks like Tammy's dad. I'm sorry about that, Tammy.
It's so sad. This is a Doge approval poll right here. Let's see this. Do you believe in Doge policy to eliminate Western Fit? And then here, and then you put this in. She's got a bunch of things on her site though that she wants everybody to fill out, not just people from Georgia.
Send that to my messenger.
Yes, ma'am. Coming at you. Yeah, Meeple, we need to start rattling all of these people. There's so many of us. I did the math earlier on, I don't remember whose show it was, but one of them. And it was, if you figure 500,000 kids over 10 years is 5 million kids that the government has taken that haven't come home.
And right? They probably don't even know where they're at.
Yeah, exactly. But they probably don't at all, and neither do the kids, because these kids were taken at such a young age, they don't even know where they belong. That's the real sad part.
See, I've always had this thing, right? don't know why it bugged me. It just did. Girls out here having kids by different men and pinning them on other men. And so why would you do that? What
Mhm.
if your child needed a kidney transplant, a blood transfusion?
Mhm.
Why would you do that? Right? Or what if that child married its sibling? I mean, people don't think about that stuff.
Mhm.
So just imagine all these kids that are being taken, they're split up, probably don't remember each other, or as kids, your features can change as you get older. What if they married their own sibling?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. That's how you get kids that have medical issues.
But the state doesn't care about that.
No, and then putting them in foster homes where they're being. I mean, these things are um, popping up every day. Like there's that report down in Florida, that 10-year-old that was beaten to a pulp from his stepfather, I believe it was. That they didn't do anything for. That's fighting for his life now. There's the little girl that was locked outside of her foster family's house that they have pictures of for that she's frozen to death almost. I mean, this is getting to be disgusting, and how is nobody paying attention to this stuff? Like, when is it going to become? What is it going to take to be enough?
Did
Really,
you
what is
hear
it?
about the mother that had left her kids for 5 years?
Well, I mean, I hope that.
No, in a townhouse by themselves. They were 10, 8, and 7, I believe. Now they're 15, 12, and 13.
Mm-hmm.
She left them in 2020 to go do her, and the school never reported them missing. This house was filthy. Oh my God. She
I think
looking at
5
like
years.
5 years.
5
They were
years.
5 years.
Mm.
Google the mother that left her children for 5 years in a townhome. Google that.
I
And then
yeah, I'm doing it right now. I think I have heard this that you're talking. She went on a vacation at one point, right, or something, and then never came back.
she went on no
No.
vacation. She was living it up.
For 5 years.
Her name is Kelly something.
Kids abandoned in squalor. Mom charged after Pontiac kids live alone for 5 years in
There
squalor.
it is.
Yeah, let's play this thing. Let's watch this
Hmm.
video. Hmm.
It's disgusting. Just so you know, viewer discretion is advised.
Oh Lord. I'm not sure what
Take
to do
control of
here,
your
but-
fertility journey with the birth control app powered by your
Oh,
body's
God.
temperature. Whether you want to prevent pregnancy,
was
Ah!
living at the home, which I'm not disclosing the address at this time, in Pontiac, Michigan, with her 4 children. At some point between 20 and 2021, the suspect moved out of her home, leaving 3 of her children abandoned in that location, while 1 of her children went to live with their father. On February 14th, 2025, police were called to the home by the landlord. Police learned that the landlord was concerned for the welfare of Ms. Bryant, who had not paid rent on the property since October of 2024. Police entered with the landlord and discovered her 3 children, ages 12, 13, and 15. Her daughters were hiding in a bathroom that was filled with feces, piles of trash, and completely non-functional, while her son was hiding in another room. Police were astonished to find anyone in the location because it appeared to be uninhabitable, with piles of garbage and refuse several feet high, including large amounts of human excrement. The children were afraid to come out of their hiding places and to speak with the police. Police had to repeatedly advise the children that they were there to help and they were safe. The children's bodies and clothing were covered in feces, and the girls had difficulty physically walking outside of the residence. In addition to the physical difficulty, they appeared to be and were immediately overstimulated upon leaving the residence. All 3 children were transported via ambulance to the hospital and showed signs of severe neglect. At the hospital, the children struggled with completing basic hygiene tasks like flushing a toilet and brushing their teeth because they had not done it in years. The children were forensically interviewed and described having virtually no physical contact with their mother, suspect Bryant, or the outside world in several years. The girls had not left the residence in several years, and her son had only left the home to go into the yard approximately 2 times, never venturing away from the house more than to check the mailbox. During his interview, her son stated that he would text their mother when their food supply was running low, and she would have food delivered to the residence. The children shared that during the years they were concealed in the home, their suspect Bryant failed to provide toilet paper, soap, or shampoo.
Holy smokes. I was going to say that was going to be the first thing I was going to say was,
The defendant instructed the kids that they were not to answer the door or leave the house. All 3 children expressed fear about what their mother's response would be if they left the home. Defendant concealed the children from family and friends and lied about who was caring for the kids and their whereabouts. The defendant took the active steps of lying and concealing to make sure the children went undiscovered, and she took these actions knowing that her children would suffer serious physical and emotional harm as a result. Those are the statements made in the swear-to this morning. And again, these are allegations. I do want to point out and thank all the officers that were on scene that day. I personally viewed the videos and images and was struck at what a difficult situation it was, but in the face of that difficulty, offered compassion to these kids. I also want to thank Detective John Brish and Lieutenant Sam Marsban for their dedication in working this case, and of course the assistant prosecutors involved, Chief of Administration Betsy Haig, Chief of our SVU Sarah Green, APA Lauren Benninger, Chief of the Juvenile Division Kelly Collins, and APA Kanika Ferenczi for their diligent efforts in this case. At present, we've not been presented with a request for criminal charges against any other individuals. That does not mean that won't happen in the future. I just can't speak to it at this point. Morally, there is plenty of responsibility to go around for how this was allowed to happen. However, these 3 kids were entrusted to the care of their mother, Kelly Bryant, and the evidence suggests that she effectively abandoned them to a revolting pit of refuse and squalor. There must be consequences for those actions. The defendant is presently in custody. The 3 children in this case were interviewed at Care House, and I want to emphasize how important Care House is to this community. These kids were interviewed in a safe environment by an experienced, trained forensic interviewer, and these interviews are important in all child abuse cases. They allow each child the chance to tell us their story without the influence of the abuser and without using leading questions that could taint their testimony. I can't emphasize enough how important Care House is. If you suspect a child is abused or neglected, you too can report this to CPS. The hotline is 855-444-3911. And I urge anyone who suspects that a child is being abused or neglected to report that using that number. We need to make sure that every child is safe and well cared for. And before I take questions, I just want to remind you that these charges, again, are only allegations, and the defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. Questions?
Not having been to the area, neighbors, anybody? I mean, I think what maybe people struggle with is how intimidated by their mother, yes, but how they could not even venture out of the home, or just nobody knowing that they were there. Or can you add context into how that can happen?
I can only comment on what's been placed on the record. That's my ethical duty.
The
but
yard
I will
must have
say
been
that,
mowed.
we see time and
Yard
time
must have
again
been not mowed,
victims
right?
of
Like
severe
that had been
abuse
plenty of
of all
signs of
ages.
this.
Well, here's the thing.
Decisions that don't
Those
seem
girls'
reasonable,
toenails were so long they couldn't even walk.
to us. And what we know is
Oh.
that that's exactly
The little
that's
boy, it
very
broke
common.
my heart. He actually went
and
out twice, once to
there's a
check the
multitude of
mail
reasons
and the
why
other time to
they
touch
didn't
the
leave
grass.
We just don't know that yet. Yes,
Have prosecutors or deputies interviewed the fathers of the children?
they have.
Wow.
Yes.
Multiple fathers or one father?
I think it's already public record that of the 4 kids, there are 2 fathers.
Prosecutor McDonald,
Yes.
what stands out about this case to you? I mean, it's a pretty significant child abuse case.
Here's the play.
Wow. That's crazy.
Everybody can Google the rest of it. It's all over YouTube about the house, but I'm telling you, I've seen it. It's disgusting. But they have sent workers in. They've cleaned the house up. In fact, the father of the 3 that she left was in prison. When he got out, he was supposed to go see his kids, and she kept on saying, yeah, and never produced a child. So he gave up. It was sad. I'm telling you, these are the people that CPS need to be investigating.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're sitting in. Who's delivering the food to their house?
Instacart and the mother. Oh, and Little Caesar's Pizza.
Wow.
And right before they were caught, that you know what day that the police went to the house?
No.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's nice.
Anyway, she sent 1 loaf of bread and told them to make it last.
A loaf of bread. Wow. I mean, those kids must have been speaking their own language at that point.
They were 7, 8, and 10 when she left them.
No, it says that there's 4. Where's the 4th
Oh,
one?
the youngest one she gave to the father.
Oh, so that's the one with the other father?
Yeah, the older 3's father was in jail when she left.
And the other one that she gave away.
The other one she gave to the father. And if you go on her Facebook page, this bitch is dressed like she's a stripper.
Well, that's probably what she was doing, right?
And the only reason she got caught is because the landlord hadn't seen any rent money since October. They went to do a welfare check on her. And the boy texted her and said, the police are here. She said, run and hide. So bad that a family member has them. I just saw the update this morning, I think it was. The judge has put protective order in place. She can't talk to the children because she's telling the family member they better not cooperate and testify against her.
Wow.
Yep.
Whew.
So now she can't have any contact. Third party, nothing.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And her bond is so high. It's the highest bond I've ever heard of. I want to say $5 million.
Oh, wow. And she's going to come out and cry and say that, oh, the bill is what's the word?
Cruel and unusual punishment.
Right, cruel and unusual,
Excessive bail.
unattainable or whatever. Excessive bail. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
She deserves a life sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And my heart goes out to those kids. I'm telling you, if they were here, I would have taken them, all 3 of them.
But here's the thing, right? Now this is going to go out, and this is going to be their drive now. They're going to be all, whoa, here we go, people. This is what we need. See, this abuse is going on, blah, 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 blah. But this abuse is not going on. This is a random thing that's taking place. This is not happening everywhere, and it's not every parent that's involved in child protective services.
And
that person should have been on the front of the list.
And if you heard the district attorney say there's a lot of accountability going on, I'm going to tell you why she said that. Mm-hmm. Because the school never reported them absent. Family never reported them. Nobody reported this. That's why she's saying there could be further charges.
I mean, someone had to know something.
My whole thing is that's 5 summers, 5 winters, 5 falls, 5 springs, right? So was the heat on? Was the air conditioner on? Because they couldn't open those windows. So
they're probably stacked full of poop.
In the bathroom, you got to look at the pictures offline. Do not pull them up. When you look at the bathroom, I don't even think the water was on.
Man.
That place was so dirty that every appliance in that house, carpet, everything, the floors are stained with urine.
Of course they are. That's what I used to do for a living, is I cleaned these jobs out. I did it all across the country, and I've seen some pretty nasty things. Never anything that was held on. I've seen some pretty bad places that the children were living there. But I never was it so bad of human excrement. It was always, animals and things like that were they lose. But here's what people don't realize too about those situations is it is a sickness, and it's very easy for them to get. Now this is this is bullshit. You left some little kids at home by themselves. That's just some bullshit
Years.
Right there. But 5 years, and no one in the family thought to say, "Where's little Johnny and Edmund?" And
she was lying. The prosecutor just said she would lie and tell them that they were with other people.
I would think after 5 years, you'd have to give up on that story. I guess
her sister-in-law came on, and I'm going to assume that these 3 children are biracial because the sister-in-law was white. She's black.
Oh, well, there you go. I'll be in that.
So the white sister-in-law said, if I was their grandmother, because they got divorced, so that side of dad's side of the family hardly ever got to see them anyway. But she said, if I hadn't seen my grandchildren in 5 years, I would have some questions. And this is what I said. And my husband, because everybody knows how I am. I said, that couldn't have been my grandkids. Because I'd have beat whatever one of my kids' it were, I'd have beat them to a pulp. You know better. I mean, that shit was all over the walls. It was terrible. It's terrible, terrible. Trash piled up. I'm 5'4", up to my waist. But you can't blame them because when she left them, look how little they were. I was looking at King. The youngest one was just 1 year older than what he is now. They don't know any better.
Right.
Just imagine the fear that was going through them at night. There was no TVs in that house.
Oh my God.
So what the hell were they doing?
Shitting. And what else are you going to do? There's nothing for them to do. It was out of control situation. There's nothing. That's what I'm saying. They probably had their own language. You know what I mean? These kids are this is damaged children, no doubt. And the damage that has been done to them now is irreversible.
Especially now that one is 15. I can't even imagine the fear they must have had at night. That's the shit that pisses me off. This is the cases that CPS really, truly need to get involved with. And they fail to do their job.
Failed. The school system, they went to school at some point in time, and then where did they go? But go ahead and try and do that, like being homeschool your kid or something and watch CPS come flying for you.
Here's the biggest thing for the school for me. Here in Virginia, if you move, you literally have to sign a release for those records to be transferred. If those records were not transferred, They should have been asking questions about where those kids were.
Right. Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
man,
That
makes me
broke my
so.
heart.
Mm.
I literally, when I first saw this, and then I started seeing other people playing it, I literally had tears running down my face. I wanted to kill this bitch.
Mm.
Because for me at that point, if she was my daughter, I forgot she was my daughter.
Mm. Yeah, I guess so, and then some.
But they are with family. I think they're with the father's mother.
Well, I hope so. I hope they're somewhere good and safe.
Yeah, well, they're safe.
To figure stuff out.
No, Vinny, I didn't see what you said. I'm sorry. Can you read some of Vinny's comments? Something about what he said. I don't know.
Ray said, he said Corey just reached out to him, and he said since the DA had me put out to the public, I can in fact do a change of venue.
He can.
He can, yes.
Well, that's good. That means he can get a fair trial now.
Yeah, but she's not even going to get a trial because they're going to drop all this stuff anyway. But
or whatever.
Yeah.
And speaking of trials, that chick better be glad I don't live in Pontiac, because I don't like jury duty, and I would do everything I can to get out of jury duty. But I wanted to be on that jury because she would be going to prison.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not house that you couldn't smell that house when you went by it. You know, like what is like all of these things. There's your failure. There's your failure by your system. You know, the grass wasn't being cut. No one was doing any of this stuff. It's not like they were out there, doing the upkeep of this house or this property. I mean, I don't know. Was it
it's a townhouse.
Oh, man.
And that's what I said too, Darren. Townhouse. You all are connected. You all could not smell the shit coming from the walls.
Mm-hmm. Were these kids screaming and crying? Because don't tell me that they were quiet.
Well, they had to have been quiet because they were afraid of her. She told them, don't answer the door. Don't answer the door and never, ever leave.
Huh. That's just sickening. Absolutely sickening. Makes you want to just do something.
Kill her.
Yeah. You're right about that.
Well, I will say this. Now, I've been to prison, and it's just like the man's prison. They don't like people that do shit to little kids.
No. I'd imagine not, especially a lot of those women that are in there too, in them prisons.
Exactly.
She's gonna be locked up in some segregation. That's what she's gonna be.
And she sure is.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be in protective custody for a whole life sentence.
I hope that she does get life sentence for that.
And I hope they put that trial right on Court TV, because I have Court TV and I will watch it.
Was that a Court TV plug?
It's on one of my stations. I don't know.
Let's see. What's Albie saying over there? Albie saying facts over lies. I'll actually give that a try. Thank you. I don't know what they said. Missed it. Then school, there are schools that have kids miss school. They get checked on. Why didn't the school do that? That's right, Debbie.
No.
Yeah. Oh no, we just lost power.
You just lost power?
Can you still hear me, Tiff?
Yes.
Well, we just lost. It's just in here. We just lost power. Um. I don't know if it's not. No, we didn't. What the hell went on? We
They're
lost
messing with
power
you.
somehow. Something just happened.
No, they're messing with you. They want us off.
No, that's weird. No, baby, because we still have internet in here. What the hell happened? That's weird. Woo-hoo-hoo. Again, here we go. That's the first thing I look at when usually if the power goes out in here is I look at the internet to see if the little thing's on, and it's still on. So we didn't lose power in here. Wow, that's crazy. You know that guy, Mr. Bain, that we had on? Remember he was telling us his story for like 3 days? He told us his story.
Yeah.
He just recently got roughed up by the police. They came and falsely beat him up. Said he had fireworks, shooting off fireworks. They beat the living hell out of him. The day
He
after,
beat
or
their ass.
just days after, he actually got a lawsuit through to the governor of the state of Maine, suing the governor. And then all of a
That's
sudden they
why.
showed up at his house and they beat the hell out of him, broke both of his arms or some stuff, like ruined him. Been trying to get a hold of him. Vinny talked to him the other day, but I've been trying to get a hold of him, so I want to get him on the show. It's crazy.
Well, that's why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he up there with you too?
Yeah, he's like 25 minutes from me. He's not very far at all. Of course, everything up here is 25 minutes away. That's 25 minutes away.
Well, I guess he's got another lawsuit.
Yeah. He sent me all the paperwork. They accepted it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I guess the governor sent his goons after him.
Yeah, she's a mean person. How's Rochelle? Have we talked to Rochelle?
The last.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I guess we lost Darren. Let's see. We'll wait a few minutes. Oh my. Well, I guess we won't know what Darren is so happy about. Oh my. Yeah, I hear you. I got trigger thumb, so I got to keep my finger from bending. All right, I guess we lost Darren. So we'll be back on Monday. Have a good weekend.
Hold on.
They are taking our kids every day.
So we're live right now. All right. Wendy, do you want to come on right now? Or you just want to talk through the phone?
I need to talk through the phone because of my speaker.
Oh, okay, here we go. Hold on. Hey guys, I got Wendy Thomas on. She's gonna give us an update right now. She's on the phone with me. She's gonna give us some updates. So even though I just lost power, and that happened, I'm gonna still remain on. Tiffany said call her tomorrow. But all right, Wendy, go for it. What do you got?
Okay, you guys, we are working on the indictments now to send to Pam Bondi. We're working out details for the cover letters for each of you guys in each state. So if anybody knows how to write out cover letters and is computer savvy, let me know, and I have to be able to trust you because it's information that can't get out. It has to stay with you. It can't go out to any other source or it'll ruin what we're doing. We don't want nobody one step ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
I need everybody, if you sent me an email and you did not get an email from me, please resend me your email. I'm multitasking 3 things at once. I'm recruiting for the emails, getting the emails out to you guys. And then I'm getting with 2 other advocates. They're going to donate a vehicle to me. And I'm going to pull my camper out because I lost the sale on my camper and I lost the down payment on my motorhome. So I'm just going to get a vehicle and I'm going to come door to door. If we don't have the information that we need from you on Facebook and your messenger, I'm going to come to your house.
And she will too.
That's how important this is.
Mm-hmm. And she will. So if any of you guys are out there, that can help her with writing cover letters, and that you guys are dependable. And do you want to just let everybody that's listening tonight, when you let them know what this is about? Just give them the update.
Yeah, what we're doing is we're going after the judges criminally. This all stuff with you guys with Family Forward Project that we're going after CPS, that's all gaslighting you. And CPS cannot do anything in a court of law to do any kind of reunification of the children. It was up to the courts to make sure that all the laws and protocols and constitutional rights were followed. And the judges didn't do that. That's why CPS do what they do, because they can get away with it through the courts. I've had a lot of people leave Family Forward Project because they're getting frustrated with Connie because the new things that are coming out that she's claiming she's doing, there is no reunification with the children. She is not going to reunite you with your children. If you want to stay with Connie, I'm not saying don't. That's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're really serious about getting these children back, then you need to follow with me. As soon as we get these indictments out, the federal court, Pam Bondi, the new U.S. Attorney General, has 90 days to respond. The same with our appeals when we put them into our Supreme Courts. So after we get these in, she's writing everything up now. She's tweaking it. The more people she gets in, the more different cases she gets in, the more she tweaks it. This attorney has written bills into law. She has been doing this 40 years. She is very well known in the government, and I think that this is going to work, and so does she. You guys, as soon as these judges get arrested, you immediately get your children returned back to you. There's no other court. There's no other litigation. Nothing. We are going after these judges for trafficking. So as soon as they're arrested, you will be able to pick your children up. Now, we're going to go after the attorneys the same time, the dirty attorneys, the same time we're going after the judges. And what we're going to do is we're going to sue their insurance companies for compensation for everybody. Once you get that compensation, it is up to you to take that money and prosecute the people that have been all involved with your case that has coerced with the judges. Once the judges are arrested, you're going to have a foot to stand on. That's when you go after the foster parents, the adoptive parents, and you can go after the caseworkers. If your children age out of CPS and have been damaged by CPS, when they turn the age of 18, they can sue Children's Services criminally for for screwing up their lives.
That sounds amazing. Now, is there a form, Wendy, that I can get to these people? The one that I have, or they just send your information, their information?
I'm writing everything out by hand.
Okay.
And I will send it to you. Darren, I got your email back. Did you fill it out?
Mm-hmm, I did.
Yeah, it was forwarded to the attorney. I seen that.
Okay.
If you want to take them questions, Darren, on there, and if you want to put it up, put it up.
Okay, I can do that. Let me see here.
This is going to take a little bit longer than we thought, guys. I think Doge is waiting for us. I really do. I think Doge is waiting for us. We are in contact with Marjorie Green Taylor with Doge. We have direct contact with her. I think they're waiting on us because they're going after Children's Services. They're going to start investigating Children's Services case. My method behind the madness, common sense, the way I would think, that they're waiting for us to start arresting these judges so then they have legal right to go after Children's Services.
Well, that would make a lot of sense.
Yes.
It would make very much a lot of sense.
Because we've got to prove the judge guilty before we can prove Children's Services guilty.
Right. Wow, I never knew that. So you're saying that the reason that CPS never reunifies you is because it's up to the judges to do that.
Correct. That's why Children's Services pull the crap that they pull, because the courts let them get away with it. It's the judge's responsibility to make sure. There is a protocol in every state. No state is different. There is a protocol that they have to follow before they remove the children out of the home. Removal of the children is last resort. It doesn't matter if you're a drug addict or you're schizophrenic. Children's Services are funded to give you the resources and help you get the help that you need to keep the family together.
Mm-hmm.
And the more money, and they do get compensation for taking the children out, but they're only supposed to be getting the compensation for the children that really need to be removed out of the homes. And that's the stories we hear about parents killing them and, abuse and neglect and stuff. I mean, where you walk in and the children's skin and bones. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's immediately removal. Or if you're beating your child. If you're a drug addict or you're schizophrenic or you got some kind of mental disorder or drug disorder, they are supposed to go. The state is funded to give you these resources and help you with these resources. And they're supposed to get in there and make sure that there's counseling, and they're supposed to oversee all that to make sure it's getting done. If it's not getting done, that's when, and you're making no effort as a parent, then that's when your child is supposed to be removed. They're not supposed to, like with my daughter, I was in the hospital for 3 years. They got me for neglect. Where's your evidence? They went by my juvenile record. People, I was emancipated away from my mom at the age of 16 years old. So you tell me what kind of juvenile record I have.
Mm-hmm.
And it is against the law. Once you turn 18, your juvenile record has nothing to do with the way you parent.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think so.
So yes, Connie is leading you guys. Connie is using you guys to fund her own self. She's not doing none of that for you people. And Connie was put them 1,100 children that I had this checked out. Them 1,100 children that went missing in CPS's care in Missouri was Connie. Connie was put on the bench, and I have all evidence, and this is public knowledge, so I can't get sued. Connie was put on the bench. She wasn't voted on. She was put on the bench in Missouri. When she was put on the bench in Missouri, she was taking the children away from good parents and giving them to her alphabet mafia. Her LBGQ friends.
Mm-hmm.
One of the parents found a way to get the courts. She was sued, and that's when she lost her license. So she's telling everybody that she lost her license for helping children. She lost her license for helping children to give to her alphabet mafia.
Really?
This is all public knowledge, people.
Wow, we're gonna have to look into that one for sure.
And she's only funding and looking and helping Tennessee. When Connie goes into Congress, they won't even listen to her. They gave her 6 minutes to talk on the parents committee, and after 2.5 minutes they cut her off. They don't even want anything to do with her.
Really? It's interesting.
She has no credibility. This shit with Trump backing her up and Elon Musk, that's all AI. She had that all done on AI.
I didn't even know about the Trump stuff backing her up.
She had all that done on AI.
So what? She had a thing, like a video or something. Here it is, right here. All right, let me put this up. Here is this is it right here, guys. Let me put it up here. This is this sheet.
Plus,
right
I'm
here.
on Social Security, so you can't sue me.
Let's see. Answer your questions. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but if you guys want to, it's the name on the case number, stated case, your charge on the case, initials and dates of the birth of the children, estimated number of hearings, how long was your case open, did the caseworkers testify, did the judge tell you that you have a right to cross-examine, name of judge, state of judge, district number of judge, address of judge, phone number.
Three of you have my phone number. Darren, put my phone number back up there.
Sure, I will. Yep.
You got my phone number?
I do. I'll get it on the screen.
Just and if you sent me an email on Messenger and you have not heard from me, keep sending it, because I'm doing this myself, you guys. I'm doing all this myself. We have other advocates helping, but they're doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing a great job. And we're all working with the attorney.
That's awesome, Wendy. That's really good stuff.
I told you guys I wasn't going to stop, didn't I?
And you sure did. You sure.
We're
Hey,
going to get these kids home.
Brenda's been waiting for you to come on her show in the morning. Here's her email address right here, guys. It's at the bottom.
I communicate with Brenda, but the only problem with that is I stay up for 2-3 days at a time working. And then, I am not available in the morning at all. At all.
Oh, Wendy, you got to toughen it up for the last leg of this fight.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't eaten in 2 days. I haven't showered in 3 days. My camper's a mess. I just, you guys have busted my ass. I'm doing the best I can. I'm one person. You got to be patient with me.
Well, you got to take some time to take care of yourself too, though. Make sure you don't.
No, I need to do laundry, everything. I put up on the post that somebody wants to bring me a salad from Kroger. Please bring me a salad.
That's funny. That's funny.
If you're in the Toledo area and you're listening, if you please could go to Kroger's and get me a salad. I am not picky about salads, just nothing with fruit. And bring me a salad. I would be grateful.
That's all she needs, guys. Keep her running. All right, Wendy. Well, I got this stuff up here. We got to get up because we're way over, and I'll be talking to you very, very, very soon.
Okay, send me your emails, guys. Love you.
Love you too, Wendy. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Well, that was Wendy, and she says that. Listen, I don't know as far as the Connie stuff goes. I don't say anything about that, about Connie or anything. I don't look at Connie in that way. I don't know that information about Connie, and I think as far as I'm concerned, Connie has done a damn good job of what she's done in her life. I don't try to look for the ins and outs, but I do know that this woman has fought for kids for a while, long while, and we enjoy her presence on the show too. I'm all about working together. We all need to work together for this thing to work and for all of us to win. So, that's what we need here. We can't have, one way or the other way. It's going to take all of us together to make this thing work and stand out. And that's why I built this platform. That's why I'll continue building this platform. And that's why we're going to win. So stay tuned, guys. I think the only show we have left for tonight is the CPS Victims Hunting Justice. So we'll be back on here at 10:15, and we'll keep this thing rallying. All right. So until we meet again here in a few more minutes or another hour, we'll see you then.
In the pine tree state, under northern skies, there's a storm brewing where the
truth lies. Governor Mills tearing families apart, stealing our kids, breaking hearts. We rise up. It's time to wake up those who are sleeping, the ones who aren't seeing what we are reaping. With the pain we all feel inside, we shouldn't be here with a dry tear in our eye. I can't explain how empty I feel, with the children of our world crying for an appeal. They are getting help from the ones who made them. Because the system failed them, they need more of us to break them. We are fighting CPS with all our might. Punisher and Vinny work through the night. All the pain that we muster inside, it's time to break the chains and join that high. Vinny is fighting a case that he should have been in jail. They are all trained with shortcomings through the mail. If they stop for 1 minute to talk like a man, Vinny is a father doing best that he can. Vinny is fighting a case that he should have been in jail. They are all trained with shortcomings through the mail. If they stop for 1 minute to talk like a man, Vinny is a father doing best that he can. Punisher is done playing all these games. It's time we start calling these assholes out by first and last name. They underestimate the size of our machine. It's made of children taken by CPS, fueled by the dream. A child's a minute need to be reversed. Let's put CPS away and end this damn curse. I cry out loud, we're falling on deaf ears. We can't keep fighting this way year after year. We will fight for their return home, going strong each day. Passing time, going by so fast, memories fading away. Please, our children, remember our names. We are your parents who love you so much, the ones who hold all the pain. This song is made for all of you. We haven't forgotten what your smile reflects to the CPS agent. It's just another check. But for us who lost you on that hurtful day, I want you to feel our hearts eliminate the pain. CPS, you should be ashamed. CPS, you make us insane. CPS, you took our souls that night. Now it's time to pay. CPS, you'll get what you deserve. The shaky feeling you're having is pure nerve pain. So be patient as your judgment looms near. Our movement is coming for all of you during this year. Free our kids, CPS. Free our kids, CPS.